Hey guys, for those who don't know me, I am NoJ, 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 I am whatever you want to call me on the Nintendo World Forum, and today I'm here to bring you a Pokemon battle against a member named y0bL0 125. Now, this is my first battle on the channel. I will be posting more, but I thought this would be a good battle to start out with because my opponent is using a really awesome team. Now, I'm playing in the overused tire, and therefore you mostly see some very common Pokemon. But first of all, he starts out with an Ambipom, which is very underused. And although it's strong, my Jirachi lead does counter it pretty well. And he carries the Thunder Wave, which was interesting to my suspect because you mostly see them running all attacking moves, maybe sometimes running taunt. So I'm going to go for the U-turn, and I get it off despite the para hacks. And I'm going to go into my Poseidon, which I know I could have taken him out because I am running a Choice Scarf set and Psychic is Stab, which should take over and out an Ambipom due to their frail defenses. So now he knows that I am Choice because I fairly outran him, and I didn't take any leftovers damage. So he's going to bring in Spiritomb, and I completely forget that they have a Pursuit as one of their moves, and it absolutely rapes my Poseidon. So that was a good move on his part, revenge killing my Starmie. And I'm just going to go into my Jirachi to scare Spiritomb out because I don't think Spiritomb's if anything to take care of a Jirachi. So I'm going to get my Stealth Rocks up here. I thought it would be a good time, and he is going to go for the knockoff, which is a very interesting move to see on a Scizor. I was expecting a U-turn or the Swords Dance, but he got off the knockoff. That was very good. You saw I was running the Expert Belt, and now I don't have anything on my Jirachi, which is going to come in hand later, you will see. So I'm wondering my Zapdos, and he is going to fear the Heat Wave, so I'm just going to go for a Charge Beam just to see what he switches into, and he goes back into his Spiritomb. And so I go for the Charge Beam. I don't get the special attack raise, but I do find out something very interesting. So Spiritombs are pretty bulky, and they're going to take my Charge Beam okay, but what I find really interesting is that it's not holding the leftovers. So it made me think what kind of Spiritomb this is. First of all, when I think of Spiritomb, I think of two things, Pain Split and Will-O-Wisp. And I know he's not a Calm Mind set because he's not running Calm Mind, and he's also running attacking moves. And he's not running the Cursor set because I know he does not have a Pain Split. Well, I really don't know that, but I'm just speculating. And so what kind of Spiritomb is this? So I find out that he's a Trick Scarf one right here. Actually, excuse me, he's a Trick Band one, which is very interesting to see. And I did a great move going to my Jirachi, expecting that because Trick doesn't work when your opponent doesn't have an item to Trick to. So that worked very well on my part. So now I'm going to go for a U-turn with Jirachi, go back into my Zapdos, and I'm going to go for another Charge Beam. And Suicune doesn't take special attacks too well, so he's going to go back out into a Spiritomb. And this was good for me because I wanted a Spiritomb to die because it was a great revenge killer for my team. Luckily, my Charge Beam hits again, and I get the special attack raise. Now, next turn, I'm going to finish it off with he Sucker Punches me. Doesn't do too much damage, but it does dent me. I take him out with a Thunderbolt. I realize I probably could have gone for a Charge Beam, maybe could have gotten a special attack raise again, but instead I just go for the safe Thunderbolt that has 100% accuracy, and would have definitely killed him. So I am up in this battle. I think I'm winning. I have one Pokemon dead, he has two, and he goes into an Infernape, and I wanted to scout what kind of Infernape this was. Clearly, I'm pretty sure it was going to be some sort of physical attacker. I was fearing either the Flare Blitz or the Close Combat because I'm obviously going to switch out. I don't want to lose my Zapdos, and I go into Jirachi mainly as a Death Fodder because Flare Blitz obviously will KO me, but he gets a lot of recoil damage, which is good on my part. So for the next minute or so, I'm going to be stalling this out a little bit. I go into my Scizor, going for the double switch because I'm fearing the Flare Blitz, and I wanted him to attack me with one because it probably would have seemed that I would have gone for a Bullet Punch. But he overpredicts what I was trying to do. He goes for the Close Combat, which is a lot of damage on my Vaporeon. And this Infernape is going to be very troublesome. I go for a Protect and get some more HP recovered, and now I'm fearing another Close Combat, so I'm going to go back into my Zapdos, who resists it half like 0.5, whatever it's called, and close combat doesn't do too much damage, which is good on my part. Now I have two options right now. He's either going to go for the flare bits or the close combat. I was actually suspecting him to go for the flare bits because I was probably going to switch out, and I do end up switching out into my Vaporeon, but he goes for the close combat. So he predicts it very well, and close combat does just around half of my original HP, which is around 220, and it's going to do a lot of damage to me. So I thought that a protect right here would be wise, just to scout out what he would do. He goes for a flare blitz, which tells me that he doesn't have any more PP left in his close combat. So I go for another protect, and I get it off, which is pretty nice, and I get some HP. And what I'm trying to do here is get enough HP to withstand attack from a flare blitz from an Infernape. I actually thought I would have, but unfortunately I do not survive the attack, and I die, but also he dies from leftovers, from Life Orb and from Flare Blitz HP loss. So now I'm going to go into my Zapdos as he goes into his Azelf, and Azelf is a great Pokemon to see, especially as a late game sweeper. I really don't see them much, and it works very well. He gets a Flamethrower off. I am very fortunate that it didn't KO me, and I go for a Thunderbolt here. It does a lot of damage, and I get the Parahacks on him. It is a bit unfortunate, and it seemed a bit like a game changer, because if I didn't get the Parahacks off, he could have easily KO'd me with another Flamethrower. But instead, because I'm now faster, because he's paralyzed, I am going to try to get off a roost, hoping that he gets paralyzed, and I would be able to have half my HP left, and I would be able to KO him next turn. But he goes Flamethrower, and it manages to break through the Paralysis, and Flamethrower does a good amount of damage to me again. So I don't want to make this a stall match, so I'm just going to KO it next turn with a Charge Beam, and to my knowledge, I think I get another special attack raise. Yes, I do, which is very nice. So he only has 2 Pokemon left, and he's going to go into a Scizor now. Now, you're going to probably think why he's going to go into a Scizor, but he doesn't actually know that I'm running a Heat Wave. Remember that I brought in my Zapdos in a Scizor before, but I knew he was going to switch out thinking that I had the Heat Wave, and he doesn't actually know what my 4th move is. So, unfortunately for him, it is a Heat Wave, and I get the crit, but it obviously doesn't matter. 4 times super effective and +1 special attack. It could rape any Scizor. So he's going to bring in his last Pokemon, which is his Crystal, and I'm just going to go for the Thunderbolt. I don't remember if it does KO him. I know that Suicunes are very bulky, and even if it's a super effective hit, it does KO him. Well, that's cool. So that is a good game, y0bL0. Thanks guys for watching. I appreciate his hard effort and his interesting Pokemon and movesets. So before I end this video, I just want to talk to you guys for a few minutes about this new channel that, well, it isn't really new. I'm just going to try to revive it. As some of you might know, I am one of the global moderators at Nintendo Worlds, and what I thought about YouTube was it is one of the greatest ways to attract new gamers to the site, and the only way to do that, is with your help. So I'm going to try to get some frequent users of YouTube to post more on this channel, and if you guys are ever interested in posting on this channel, I will leave a link to a thread from Nintendo World in the description, which shows ways how you guys can help make this channel as great as it could be. And if you guys have any questions, either shoot me a PM there, leave a comment in the thread there, or drop a comment in this video. I hope you guys like this. I will be planning to post a few more. So rate, comment, subscribe, like it, and all of you guys take care.